risk. Go ahead. Do you have another comment?
Not really. I would encourage everyone to, with today's technology, it's the means. You can get a camera and stash it in your house. That way you've got peace of mind that you know that if they go and whack you, there's a good chance you might be able to find the people that are responsible for this. And in saying that, if we do catch one of these guys, they could lead us to who told them to go and do it. That would be the greatest thing ever.
Absolutely.
And keep up the good work and move right along the chain of calls. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah, when you're talking about keeping an extra camera there, that reminds me of the Adrian Schoolcraft situation. Of course, he was a New York City Police Department whistleblower, and he had recorded for a couple of years the fact that the New York City Police Department was encouraging people to go out and make arrests that were unnecessary, to do things to hide serious crimes so they would look good in the FBI statistics, nevertheless ruthlessly persecute people to try to collect petty fines. He was very upset about that. And so he started recording that. When they found out about it, the number 2 in command went to his apartment, and they basically gave him an ultimatum and said, you need to turn over these things, or we're going to commit you. And we have that recording because he was, not only did he have a recording on him at that time, and then they found that, and you can hear when they found that recording device on him in his apartment, but he also had another recording device up behind the books on the bookshelf, and they did not find that one. And his father, who was a police officer, after he went missing, searched his apartment, found that recording, and knew that they had committed him somewhere, but he couldn't find him for several days. Now, you talk about outing people and things happening to them. There's nothing happened to those guys in the New York Police Department, unfortunately. Not that I know of. Instead, they were coming after Adrian Schoolcraft, but he was able to, as a whistleblower, like Frank Serpico, expose a lot of the things that were being done by the New York Police Department. At the very maximum, what you're going to get from that is a change in policy because, again, like the bankers, like David Petraeus, nobody goes to jail in America if you're breaking the laws. It's only the whistleblowers, apparently, that they come after. But we're going to change that. Let's go to James in Italy. You want to talk about the Marines on the street, James? Go ahead.
Hi, I just want to bring up a point that the Fleet Anti-Terrorism Security Team video that you guys have posted, you're bordering on disinformation, okay? Those Marines are stationed there at Camp Allen, Norfolk, Virginia. I am a former fast Marine myself, and these guys will deploy to Rota, Spain, Bahrain, and Japan to basically set up security for 3 sectors of the world if and when a U.S. embassy would be attacked. They would go in and set up security and clear out the building if there were any hostiles involved.
Well, let me ask you about the Asymmetric Warfare Center that they've got at the Marine base in Camp Lejeune. That's a Asymmetric Warfare Center that's different from the one in Fort A.P. Hill. That the one in Fort A.P. Hill is set up essentially for a city with a lot of urban types of transportation. The one that Marines have is one that's set up for more suburban, rural aspect. Why do they have those there? Is that for the Marine embassy? Is that what they're training for, with an embassy in the farmlands or of America?
I was never involved in any of those areas. All the areas that I trained in were specifically mock embassies. And these Bravo Company Marines, formerly 3rd Fast, actually went to Benghazi when all that was going down, okay? So you can understand why these guys would be training in this video with fellow Marines as opposition forces. Because they get put into very... Go ahead.
Yeah. Are you aware of any of the training scenarios where they have talked about getting people's Social Security numbers, where they have talked about how the enemy is the Tea Party, conservatives, and libertarians? Are you aware of any of those training scenarios?
I haven't been in the Marine Corps since 2010, and all the stuff that's coming to light lately, I never had any involvement in.
Mm-hmm. Well, the MIAC report that came out in 2009, that was saying that was warning law enforcement coming out of a Department of Homeland fusion center, that was warning law enforcement, be on the lookout for people who have stickers that say that they voted for Ron Paul or for Chuck Baldwin, or people that have Gadsden flags, that type of thing. People who were would self-identify with a patriot movement. So that was something we broke back in 2009, but it is changing. It is getting more and more common to see this type of thing. And I guess, you know, when we look at this and we see Marines being used for crowd control, they did say that that was in an embassy setting. But, of course, we see that they're using this in a lot of different scenarios. When I went through Fort A.P. Hill, that was an American city. And so I have to wonder why they have the military training to take over an American city. Are you concerned at all about these training exercises that you see throughout the country?
Jade Helm has me concerned a bit, but I just want to get back to the point. This video was filmed in Yorktown, Virginia, which is home to Bravo Company. Second Fast, formerly Second Fast, and you can see that they're on a military installation, and I believe that there's like hype to this, and it's just these guys aren't training for civilians in America. I mean, they're training for overseas deployments to protect United States embassies.
All right, thanks for letting us know, James. We're out of time. Stay with us. We're going to come right back after the break. We're going to take more of your calls.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
More candy. I want more video games. Line.
And it's that type of behavior that spurred me to do the research to develop a true nutraceutical formula that was designed to smooth out and help children focus. All of our children are hit with modern mind control. Television, music, fast food, GMOs, sugars, you name it. Young humans have not yet developed their nervous system and are being hammered daily by globalist concoctions. It's no wonder they can't focus and calm down and then are put on dangerous psychotropic drugs. Working with my team, we set out to find the best formula with the highest quality ingredients that children would actually like and take. We worked with the leading manufacturer in nutritional supplements that are safe for children to bring you the most affordable and powerful calming formula out there. Introducing Child Ease with herbs and calming extracts like chamomile and lemon balm and essential nutrients that taste great. Obtain your Child Ease today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's Child Ease exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com.
When the day comes where the world changes forever, you can be ready at a moment's notice. With Survivalist Camps, the ultimate fully functional off-the-grid survival bug-out house that's completely mobile and ready to go. All the comforts of an RV, but custom built to outlast any other trailer. Learn more at survivalistcamps.com. Due to overwhelming response, limited inventory is available. Be ready with survivalistcamps.com. Survivalist Camps, providing your basic needs to survive.
I am a 47-year-old female and had a heart attack in 2005. This is Alice from New Jersey. I still get angina, even with 4 stents. I was taking nitro 2 or 3 times a week. The very first day after taking Heart and Body Extract, the chest pain was gone. Now I don't wear a nitro patch.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
To the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight, your host. In this last segment of the show today, we're going to go back to your calls. We just had a call from James in Italy talking about the video that we had showing Marines training for crowd control. And I think on the heels of the National Guard tapes that we just saw from the Dirty Bomb drill that were made by people in the area showing the National Guard moving against role players who self-identified themselves as sovereign citizens, and that was the cue for the National Guard to go against them. I think that it's very concerning to see the military training over and over again in our cities, in these scenarios, and he says that unit that's there is a unit that is tasked with protecting embassies. Fine, I understand that. Nevertheless, we have the military at all levels and all divisions training throughout America in the cities at a level we have never seen before. And I don't think we should get used to this. I don't think we should tolerate this in the cities. And I'm very concerned about that. Again, as you're looking at this, you can see some clips from a couple of years ago. I think this one was in L.A. It looks like the night clips that they had in L.A. But, of course, it was just
Fort Lauderdale.
This is Fort Lauderdale, just a couple of weeks ago, yeah, where they're lining people up, marching them off, and taking them in the dead of night, putting them into white vans. Is that the mission that we want for our military? Again, as I said, do we even want them doing that in foreign countries? Because that always has a history. That's the way human nature has always worked. That's the way empires have always worked. They always wind up using that against their own citizens, even if it was going to be used abroad. Let's go to some of your other calls. Let's go to Rich in New York. Rich?
Hey, David. How you doing, man?
Doing good.
Okay, listen, I had called once before, but it was the end of the show, and I just really want your opinion on something.
Sure.
The opinion is there's a court case. It's called the Credit River decision, and I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No. We don't have a lot of time, so give us a quick executive summary of what it is, because we are coming up against the end of the show again.
Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, basically it's based on the laws of what you call corporate agreements. To be able to bind the contract. This gentleman fought a mortgage case up in Minnesota and won it. The guy was a lawyer, and the thing was called the Credit River decision, and he based it on the fact that you have to supply legal consideration and assume a risk in order for a contract to be binding. There is no binding contract with frauds, Federal Reserve notes, and when a bank just moves numbers on a ledger, they're not assuming any risk either. So to me, this is a very important thing. I mean, he won that case. How many cases have been won on Roe versus Wade? This is a really important issue that people need to check out, because then it nullifies any contract, any mortgage, any credit card. If you look at it, they would have to find the person in favor of the person who's being harassed.
Well, the interesting thing, Rich, is that, just yesterday we were talking about how I think it was J.P. Morgan Chase was going to outlaw cash being used in deposit. We've had other talk about the abolishment of cash. It says on the dollar bill that it's legal tender. You can't do that sort of thing. And yet we see that they can do whatever they wish, whether it's money laundering, whether it's rigging the LIBOR rates, the stock market, the commodities market. They do whatever they wish, and they never go to jail. They just get a free pass. We saw that with John Corzine. That's the way it works in this country. And if they can get away with those kind of massive frauds, if they can do it out in the open and get away with that, we're not going to be able, as long as we let that happen, we're not going to be able to take them down on some finer points of law. As long as the American society tolerates that kind of open corruption and doesn't demand that these people go to prison, that's what's going to happen. And we saw that at the very beginning of the day with Obama wringing his hands about a couple of people who died because they were Americans, ignoring the thousands of people that he's killed with his drone assassination attacks. Join us tonight at 7 o'clock, the Nightly News.